Muy buenas, hoy tenemos el placer de tener aquí con nosotros a Zack Grooves. Algunos lo conoceréis porque se le da demasiado bien tocar la batería o por el contenido que hace en YouTube. Hi Zack, nice to meet you.
Hi Mark, nice to meet you. So lovely to be here at the beautiful Alfasoni with my boy Mark right here in the lovely Barcelona for the first time.
It's the first time?
Yeah man, thank you for having me. Look at these beautiful drums set up behind us, man. This wonderful space.
I hope you like the store.
Yeah, the store's huge. I'm ready to hit some drums.
First of all, for everyone who's watching this and still don't know you, who is Zack Grooves?
Well, I am a young man who plays the drums primarily. I guess I am mostly known for YouTube. My YouTube career, if that's the right term for it. And also I'm in a band, a jazz fusion band called Everything Yes.
That's nice. Okay. So I want to talk about your play style.
Okay.
I mean, you... Okay. I'm not a drummer, but you play everything and it seems easy. I know it's technically difficult, you know, but it feels like the music you play fits you so well. How do you achieve this? It's a natural flow, hard work, talent. I want to know, what's your opinion?
I think it's a combination between everything. Also, the guys I play with are my best friends in the world. We've been friends for over a decade now, right? So they already know how I'm gonna play. So when one of my bandmates comes with a tune that he wrote, or one of us wrote, they already have me in their head. Like, what would Zack play over this, maybe? Versus, and you know, I come to the bandstand with tunes that I wrote, and that's even easier for me because I start off sometimes with just a cool groove, right? A groove that would sound weird and technical on its own, but it fits right. It sounds right, at least to us and to me, in the musical context, right?
There's a connection, natural connection with a bandmate. That's a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man.
Absolutely.
So I would like to talk about genres or music labels. Do you like to label your music? Because for everyone it feels like jazz, lo-fi, even some hip-hop things right there. I would like to know your influences, albums, maybe drummers. What makes you the drummer you are today?
Yeah, that's another great question. I will say one of my all-time favorite drummers is Elvin Jones, right? Not only because he was one of the jazz giants, of course, but because when he first got onto the scene in that jazz world, everybody hated him. At least that's what I read from the autobiographies, and I watched the documentaries. I wasn't alive back then, but from what I read, nobody really connected with his playing at first. And then eventually he like blew up, and everybody was like, Elvin. And that's the thing I like, man. Like being so true to yourself, your own individual musical voice, and just sticking with it, to where eventually people are gonna have to be like, oh, you know what? That's actually not that bad. That's pretty cool.
He happens a lot.
Yeah, he stayed true to himself. Yeah, and that's what I like most about Elvin, and that's why he's like my biggest influence.
That's nice to hear. Okay, Zack, tell me about your book, 30 Dirty Grooves.
30 Dirty Grooves.
Such a nice name, I mean it. What can a drummer expect from it?
Okay, well, the title is pretty straightforward. You know, we have 30 dirty grooves. So there's 30 grooves, and they're dirty in a way. It's just like, you know, when you hear something, you make that face like, you know, it's kind of stanky,
yes.
You know, dirty grooves. And there's 30 of these grooves, they're like, you know, they're 4, 8 bars, some 2-bar ones, and there's different variations of the grooves. And it's one of those things that I try to make where kids, particularly my audience, so, you know, kids at college level, high, intermediate to advanced, because if you read this stuff, it is pretty advanced, you know what I'm saying? They could start incorporating things they wouldn't normally incorporate into their playing. at least what I'm seeing from browsing, TikTok, Instagram and stuff, like, oh, these kids would love this, like incorporating the hi-hat a bunch within grooves and chop. There's a bunch of choppy sounding grooves too, where you can actually incorporate that vocabulary to chops, and which is I get a lot of questions on how do I play chops. So I feel like this book, even though it's called 30 Dirty Grooves, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You got some choppy stuff, you got some groove stuff, and I feel like you can't go wrong incorporating more stuff into your playing. Is
that the kind of book that you would like to read or learn from when you were a child?
That I would like to read?
Yeah.
If my skill level was up there. But it is hard. I'll say that, but it's meant to be. I didn't want people to just blaze through the 30 grooves in one day. Like
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and I want people to stick with one groove for like a week.
Perfection it, yeah.
Yeah, really internalize it. Like figure out the ink on the page and then go off and do your own thing with it. Explore, improvise over it, like use it, incorporate it into your vocabulary, and then move on to the next one when you totally got that one solid.
Well, Zack, let's talk about your drum set. Mm-hmm. Yesterday we've been setting up this beauty. And well, it's big, it has a lot of cymbals. It's curious for me that you play a lot of stack cymbals. The wooden body, just talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love stack cymbals? I just so happen to have 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks right here. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the cymbals first. So on my left-hand crash side, this big crash cymbal. Yes, that's a crash cymbal. I always get, is that a crash cymbal or a ride? No, it's a 22-inch crash cymbal, right? Under it, I have a 16-inch trash crash. And I like the way it sounds when I crash it, but I also love the way it sounds when I ride it and hit the bell. It's not too washy, it's dirty.
Yeah, it doesn't have a big tail, but it's dirty, as you said. It's a nasty sound, I like it.
Nasty sound, yeah, we love nasty things. Yeah, and as for the hi-hats, I got my own little combination there. I think on top we have a Foundry Reserve 16-inch, and on the bottom we have a 16-inch trash crash, 1/2 of the Matt Garska temporal stack, and then an 8-inch dark splash on the bottom of that. And with that, you get the nice feeling of the 16-inch hi-hat, but you get the nice like piercing kind of, and not overly piercing, but the nice high end of a 13-inch without it sounding too high end, like annoyingly.
That's a nice way to describe it.
Yeah, because I love the way 16-inch hi-hats feel. I don't like the way they sound.
Okay.
So doing it like this, I get the best of both worlds.
Seems like you know what you're talking about, man. Know your sound.
Yeah. I'm just going, that's what it's all about, chasing sounds. Right, you're a bass player, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you chase your sounds,
Yeah, almost years ago from now. I'm still searching every day.
Yes, same here, bro. That's what it's all about, Anyways, of course, we got the smack stack. Again, kind of doing my own thing. I just take off the top 3 cymbals, use the bottom 2. I like the way that sounds. You get like a thicker smack.
Yeah, it feels more like another tom rather than a cymbal. It's just a percussion.
Yeah, percussion. That's a great way. It's a great way to put it. And we got the 22-inch monophonic ride cymbal. Can't go wrong with that. And the 20-inch dark trash or extra dry crash. And that's one of my favorite crash cymbals ever. It has when you hit it, it sounds like a fire-breathing dragon. And of course, we got the Matt Garska fat stack over there to the far right. So that's it for cymbals. Now let's talk about the drums. See, for the snare drum, I would normally always just use maple snare drums. I love the sound of maple. But for this run in Europe, we are using a 14 by 6.5 titanium snare drum. And it's seriously making me reconsider my choice of snare drums because that thing sounds and feels great. That's actually why I love Dixon. They're the first company. They're the first drum company that I ever took out the box and loved the way that it felt. No tuning, no nothing. And that's huge for me. I prioritize the way drums feel or just as much as the way they sound. And then for the shells, the drum set itself, we got a 10, 12, and a 16-inch toms. It's a Dixon Cornerstone series kit, which is their more affordable range, but they're still high end. Like, wait till you hear these things later. And they feel really good. That's actually my first Dixon drum kit. Yeah, anyways, the bass drum, we got a 22-inch kick drum. I normally would play a 20-inch, but for this run, I'm also using a 22-inch kick drum, and that's also making me reconsider my choices of bass drum, because I'm starting to like them. The booming is like nice and thick. You can feel it in my chest.
You're playing hard. It's in you.
Yeah. And also, like, when I play in a kit these sizes, particularly with the bass drum being bigger than what I'm used to, it's just 2 inches bigger. It makes me want to hit harder, like play harder, which is cool. Yeah, I love it.
We're talking about your tone, your sound, finding it, and it seems like you're still searching for something new in your kit. Even now, it's funny. It's nice.
Oh yeah, I'm chasing sounds in my ear, but I'm also searching for things that will inspire me to play differently. And it really does depend on the day, the mood, what I ate.
It changes every day. So Zack, if you would like to talk about future projects, or maybe if it's not confidential, ideas for the future that you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for asking me. So I'm in a band called Everything Yes. Right now we're kind of calling ourselves a jazz fusion band. That's the best genre title we can put on it, at least for the streaming services. And we have a tour coming up with Sungazer right after this Europe tour, this European Columbus tour. Yeah, we have we're hitting Denver, Houston, Dallas, and Austin, Texas. And then we have some time off. And then throughout February and March, we had a bunch of shows going up the East Coast. Yeah, so that'll be real fun. Starting in the South, going up the East Coast. So that'll be real fun.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And we just now started looking at European dates for late 2024.
We'll be there.
Yeah. And we are working on the second album right now, which should be released by February. I don't want to do any promises, but we already kind of booked the album release show, so it has to be out by February. So that'd be fun.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, you're perfect.
You're breathtaking.
We just start making out.
So it's been a pleasure to have you here, Zack.
Thank you.
We hope you come back again. Mm. And I don't know if you people have something that you want to ask, just leave in the comments. Maybe Zack can go and comment something.
Yeah, I'll be there.
If you want to say something to your Spanish fans at your moment.
Mm-hmm. Hola. Alfasoni Music Store is the best music store in Spain. Y'all need to come here and check it out. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. You know how to say bye in Spanish?
Yes.
Adios. Man, that's been great.
Oh, dude, thank you.